Welcome back to Rockingham International Motor Speedway, where next up we're going Toyota MR2 racing. Big grid of MR2s out there. In pole position it's Sean Traynor in the white number 27 car, Christian White alongside him. The title leader at the moment is Jim Davies in the red and black number 11 car from the third row of the grid, but he hasn't made the best of starts. We go on board with Lewis Ward in number 40, still searching for his first win in the championship. He's attacking Chris White for second place as they head down towards Dean Hairpin for the first time. Sean Traynor it is who's got the lead from pole position as they head into Dean. Lewis Ward locks up as he comes up the inside there. He's in second place. Graham Mailing's trying to get through for fourth, and who's that going straight on? Number 13, unlucky 13 for David Shedd there from Biggin Hill in Kent. He'll rejoin in last place. Fabulous grid of MR2s of all ages here. We've got Mark 1s, Mark 2s and Mark 3s. A couple of Mark 3s in there going almost four wide through Yentwood. Maxine Nichols in the black and pink machine there on the outside of 79. That's Jonathan Grimes. And a Mark 1 in behind them as well, the Class A car. It's number 92 of Paul Calloway. So the leaders up into Kirby for the first time. There's Jim Davies, the red, white and black car. Been a bit off the pace this weekend, so his championship lead could be under threat. 85 there, Nigel Ralston, chased by David Asprey. We go on board with Chris White in the number 2 car. Lost second place into Dean for the first time. Lewis Ward getting through on the inside of Ward, wide over the curbs there. He could lose that second place. Number 88's up there as well. That's Stuart Nichols leading the Class 4 MR2 Roadsters, the Mark 3 cars. Lewis Ward just about holding second place there. So the Class C leader in fourth place, but under fire from Jim Davies in the Road Motorsport number 11 car. Back on board with Chris White attacking for second. I don't think he'll get through on the run into Brook. Oh, and the number 40 car's gone straight on again. I wonder if he's got a brake or a tyre problem, perhaps, Lewis Ward, because he's gone straight on there. We saw him go off on the exit of Graceland onto the curbs there, and Lewis Ward has this time lost second place. He's still there in third. Behind him is Stuart Nichols leading Class C. Fifth we've got Jim Davies, and good to see Graham Mailings, the ex-Formula 2 stock car racer up there, number 71 in the top 6. Not normally a front runner, but up there with the leaders today. This fabulous pack of MR2s strung out around the back turns of Rockingham, down into Dean Hairpin. Sean Traynor, your clear leader. This time it's Chris White's turn to lock up. He runs straight on. Further back in the order, number 34 there, Shane Mansbridge, and number 9, Martin Farrelly, involved in a good fight with Mick Nichols in number 89 in his checkered liveried car. Certainly busy all the way down the order here. At the inside there comes one of the Mark 3s, that's number 51 of Matthew Rowe, overtaking 29 Martin Fahy into Yentwood. His yellow and blue machine under fire from 79, which is Jonathan Grimes. Here come the leaders. Sean Traynor getting away from the rest of the field. On board with Shane Mansbridge. He just had the nose of his car rather rudely chopped there, coming out of Kirby. It's up towards the left-hander at Gracelands, down Steel Straight. He's got Mick Nichols in his mirrors, I think that is, behind him in the Mark 3 MR2. Meantime, Stuart Nichols in 88 attacking Lewis Ward for third place as they come into Tarzan. Jim Davies, then Graham Mailings behind them. Then we've got behind him Paul Cook in the 26 car. 84 there is Chris Thomas attacking number 4 Peter Higton, the former MG Owners Club Series champion, now switching to racing Japanese machinery. Getting away at the front is Sean Traynor. Jim Davies, the championship leader in number 11, mired in this fight further back in the pack. So Sean Traynor and Christian White doing their hardest to overhaul him here. See the lead there that Traynor has got over White, Ward. Fourth place is Nichols, fifth Davies, Mailings in sixth. Then it's Paul Cook in 7th place in the number 26. Side by side here, Martin Farrelly in number 9, trying to get past Mick Nichols. Side by side through turn 1. Again, Chris White running a little bit deep there into Dean Hairpin. Up the inside, Farrelly trying to take Mick Nichols in number 89. Can he do it here on the run out of Dean Hairpin? We're on board with him. They head up towards the right-hander at Yentwood. Shane Mansbridge ahead of us. Mick Nichols has got the inside for Yentwood and he keeps the place. Good battling all the way down the order here. Again, Farrelly gets the better exit from Yentwood. He's on the inside this time for Chapman Curve. And yes, he's got the place this time through, I think. He looks to his left. Is Nichols still there? Yes, he is. They're absolutely together. Side by side through Piff Path. That doesn't always work, but it has worked for them too, as Mick Nichols gets back ahead of Martin Farrelly. And behind them we've got the number 80 car. That is David Asprey from Romford in Essex, and 85 behind them, Nigel Ralston from Lancashire. Sean Trainer still a clear lead ahead of Christian White, Lewis Ward, Sean Nichols in 4th place, Stuart Nichols I should say, and then we've got Jim Davies. Side by side further back, Ralphson still fighting it out with Asprey. They've been together all race long. I think that's Alex Knight in behind them in the number 33 car as Farrelly continues to attack Mick Nichols. Farrelly sideways there, he's really pushing hard as they come out of Tarzan. This is great stuff, typically frantic Toyota MR2 racing here at Rockingham Motor Speedway. Into Brook S's they come. Martin Farrelly back behind Mick Nichols. Behind them Nigel Ralphson has now got ahead of David Asprey. This battle towards the lower reaches of the top 10. Far behind them is Peter Higton among others in number 4. Races MR2 in a number of different events this year, and Graham Mailings has got ahead of Jim Davies there. That's a surprise. Graham Mailings, local man from Northampton. This is the best we've seen him run this year in the number 71 car. Race winner in Formula 2 stock cars on the short ovals in the past. Races alongside his son Tom on occasions. 26 of Paul Cook in the silver and yellow car there, being chased into Yentwood. Chasing Jim Davies, who seems to be struggling here this weekend in the Rogue Motorsport number 11. This won't help his title aspirations. Squeal of tyres there as the cars head through Yentwood and Chapman up to the chicane at Piff Path. Heads down into the left-hander at Kirby and onto Steel Straight. Paul Cook with a bit of a lock-up there. The number 31 car in behind him is Ben Rowe. They're fighting it out for 7th position. Shane Mansbridge behind them, but Sean Trainer commanding the race out in front. Christian White in 2nd. Lewis Ward seems to have calmed down after his early antics. I thought he might have a braking problem, and talking of problems, Jim Davies clips the curb there on the exit of Gracelands. He could lose another place here to Paul Cook, trying to go round the outside at Tarzan. That won't work, but he could get himself alongside Davies on the run into Brook and gain the place if he can get over to the left. He's doing just that. Not quite getting the overlap on Jim Davies though as they head up towards Brook chicane. Great stuff all the way down the order from this big grid of Toyota MR2s. Just the one Class A car for the Mark 1 MR2 in this race. That's Paul Calloway, number 92. As Nigel Ralphson defending there from number 80 of David Asprey. They've got Alex Knight in 33. Real expert at MR2 racing in behind them. Can't get through there though. I thought he was going to make it 3 wide. He doesn't quite manage it. Bob's back in behind David Asprey, maybe trying to slipstream him there. As Asprey gets back ahead of Nigel Ralphson as they blast round the banked turn 1. The only oval racing scene at Rockingham these days is the pickup truck championship. Sadly, IndyCar no longer making its visits to the UK. Alex Knight all over the back of number 80 of David Asprey now. Behind them Chris Thomas in number 84. Ahead of this group is Mick Nichols. Behind them is Peter Higton. Mark 2 MR2, the Class B cars, the numerically dominant machines. Quite a few Class C roadsters, the Mark 3s making their mark in this series now as well. Stuart Nichols currently in 4th place in the overall championship. He leads Class C and leads their points as well. While in Class A it's Paul Calloway. We should have seen Gareth Baxter, the man from the Royal Air Force, out in this one in a Mark 1 MR2 as well, but unfortunately he's not here. Number 13 there, David Shedd, recovering from his off on the first lap through the field. As here is the battle for 3rd place, Lewis Ward and number 88 of Stuart Nichols. Shane Mansbridge further back, Martin Farrelly, Mick Nichols. Then the dice between Ralphson and, oh, we've got a spinner there. That is Maxine Nichols, the 3rd member of the Nichols family, spins off at Gracelands. Very easy to do that there in a rear-wheel drive car. Let's go on board with Maxine and see what happened. Yes, the back end just got away from her, going into the corner and off backwards onto the grass she goes. Luckily avoids the gravel trap. She'll try to get it going again. Yep, the engine fires straight back into life and she rejoins behind Class A leader Paul Calloway. So it's Trainer from White up front, Ward in 3rd place, then Stuart Nichols in number 88. 5th is Graham Mailings, Jim Davies down in 6th. Up to 7th now we have Ben Rowe. He's got ahead of Paul Cook, then Shane Mansbridge and Martin Farrelly completing the top 10 in this first of 2 races here today for the 750 Motor Club Toyota MR2 Championship. On board with Lewis Ward. Oh, he's got a problem at Dean Hairpin. He spins away 3rd place and he's just avoided there by that was a lucky escape for Jim Davies, the championship leader. Nearly hit him head on. Graham Mayling's just about getting through there as well, so disaster for Lewis Ward. He's lost third place. I think he's dropped out of the top 10 with that spin. Yes, there he is, trying to get going again. He's going to be well down when he does so. And we've got another car in the gravel. I think that's at Gracelands, number 36. Will Powell has gone off backwards in the Rogue Motorsport car, and he is in axle deep. Red flag has come out, and that's lucky for Lewis Ward because the result will be counted back a lap. Sean Traynor taking the win by 3 seconds ahead of Chris White. Lewis Ward does indeed get third place ahead of Stuart Nichols, who wins Class C. Maylings and Davies complete the top 6, then Ben Rowe holds off Paul Cook, Shane Mansbridge and Martin Farrelly completing the top 10. Beyond that, Mick Nichols in 11th, Nigel Ralphson beats David Asprey in a fine fight for 12th, and further down in outside the top 20 even, number 92 Paul Callaway was the winner of Class A for the Mark 1s.
Sean Traynor, winner of that MR2 Championship race. Not a lot going on, to be fair, so it just kind of let you get away.
Yeah, just let me sort of drive my own race and just sort of keep looking in the mirror and watch them battle, and I thought the longer they battle, the better it is for me out here on my own. But I think like Chris, I think he's put some fast laps in at the end there, so we'll have to see what lap times are for next race. But yeah, the car's going well. Lee's got it sorted again as usual. I've just got the easy job coming here, putting it around the track. So
it's a little bit easier for you though, because you can just kind of try and rack up those wins while everyone else is thinking about the championship.
Yeah, like Scott, I know that's gone this year, so I'm sort of just trying to get everything sorted, ready for next year. So hopefully the car's coming together, and hopefully we can start next year afresh and not have such a bad start.
Christian White coming home there in second place.
Yeah.
The main focus for you, of course, towards the end of this year is that championship, but it's one up on Jim.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get a bit of a result there. I had not the best start off the line, and Lewis got alongside me and had to give him room into the hairpin, and so it probably cost us both a bit of time to let Sean get away, unfortunately. I was kind of reeling him in a little bit at the end, and probably needed another couple of laps really.
You've got one more race to come. Any changes you can make to the car before then?
No, the car feels okay. It's a bit better than it was this morning qualifying. We've come in with tyre pressures really too high, so we didn't have much grip, and no, it seems better, so no, I think it's just leave it alone, yeah.
But definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Great stuff. Lewis Ward getting yourself on the podium. A good race until the spin.
Yeah, fairly quiet race to be honest. The front four, we kind of gapped each other and the gap remained roughly the same until the last lap there where I outbraked myself into the first hairpin. But luckily the red flags came out for another incident, and the race went back to the positions for the way we finished the last lap. So.
A good mix of corners here at Rockingham, and of course the long straight as well. Does that lend itself to good overtaking?
Yeah, I think so. It's good overtaking opportunity down into the hairpin. I managed to get past Chris on the first lap down into there. But yeah, it's a new track to me. I've never driven it until this morning, so I'm really pleased with how it's gone. You're
looking to go a couple of better positions in race 2?
Yeah. I've had a couple of seconds, couple of thirds this year. Just not yet won a race, so I'm no longer in the championship hunt, but see if I can get a race win this afternoon. Thank you to Russ Hennessy for the setup he's done on the car, and also my sponsors.
Cheers, Lewis.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Next up on track, it's the Protec Shocks Sports Specials, their second race of the weekend. Matthew Booth in his MK Indy was the winner yesterday, and he sits on pole position here, the Yorkshireman, alongside Paul Rhodes in number 40. We're told it's his last ever race here at Rockingham. He's in the FRS Arrow on the front row of the grid. Number 82, Rob Johnston in the Sienna is behind him, and alongside them Paul Boyd in car number 2 with his Eclipse SM1. So we get underway then on board with Stuart Adam in car 67. Oh, and I heard a crunch there. Looks like Stuart Adam having trouble with the gears, and he's losing a host of places as we head through turn number 1. So Stuart Adam at the wheel of his ARD SR2 struggling off the line. It's Rob Johnston who looks like he's going to get the lead as they go into Dean Hairpin for the first time, but Matthew Booth is there on the inside, very busy in behind them there. Looks like everybody is going to get round though. Last man through, David Roberts in his Sienna, the only Class A car in the race. Back on board with Stuart Adam, a lot of tyre smoke, somebody locking up ahead of us as we go past Stuart Much in number 77. Chasing now Paul Dudley in his Tiger R6. Matthew Booth has held the lead of the race then, ahead of Rob Johnston in the Sienna Mark II, number 82 there. And in third place is one of the Eclipses, that's number 3 of Clive Hudson. Big lock up there from the car number 68. Mick Grant in his Tiger RS6. He's ahead of number 5. That's Nigel Brown in his Silver Phaser. Real eclectic mixture of kit cars and specials in this series. Matthew Booth in the MK Indy, looking for his second win of the weekend. Had a win on a rather slippery track yesterday, drier conditions thankfully today. Paul Collingwood trying to make a move there in his Eclipse SM1, 3 of those in the top 5 at the moment. Trying to move through there. Oh, we've got a spinner, number 9, that is Martin Farrelly. We saw him out in the MR2s, and number 40 rather, of Paul Rhodes has gone as well. Oh dear, not a good start to his last ever race. Martin Farrelly in the Rogue Xenon, a car described in some blurb I saw at the Autosport show this year at the NEC as an abject lesson in power to weight ratios. So we'll see if Martin Farrelly can recover up the field then, man who we saw in the Toyota MR2s earlier on. Riding on board here with John Moore in his FRS Arrow, coming up from the back of the grid and already making good progress. 61 Paul Dudley under fire there for number 5 Nigel Brown, who goes right round the outside of him, coming round the back section of the circuit. One of the Cyanas in there, Anton Landon, I think that is in the middle of that group there. In number 40, round the outside of him though goes 67 Stuart Adam, recovering from his poor start. Matthew Booth and Rob Johnston leading the way out in front then, as look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them all over each other in the midfield. This is cracking stuff. Anton Landon in number 4 ahead of the number 6, that's John Moore moving up from the back of the grid. He's ahead of Paul Dudley now, and Stuart Much in the Mazda MX-5 based MEV MX-150R in behind them, number 77. Constant place swapping in this field. There's the Ginetta ahead of them of Wayne Rothwell, an ex-Tiger racer, now in his Ginetta G20. Number 13 running a bit wide there, that is Colin Childs in his Tiger Avon. A whole pack of Tigers here, 68 and 67 side by side. Mick Grant in the black car, Stuart Adam in orange. They are mindful that they've got Nigel Brown behind them. 3 classes in this race, of course. The Class C cars leading the race overall. And here are the overall pace setters. Matthew Booth, Rob Johnston. There's a 10-second penalty going out there to, that's the number 19 car, we're told, Martin Buckland in his STM Phoenix. Now, he's one of the Class B pace setters, as here are the race leaders. Paul Collingwood has got through into second place. He's going well, chasing Matthew Booth. Johnston third. Fourth is Clive Hudson, a real veteran of this division. And Paul Boyd, another very experienced racer in the 2 Eclipses, 4th and 5th. And they're about to eclipse, I think, Rob Johnston for 3rd place. But the leading Eclipse SM1 is that of Paul Collingwood, looking for his first win with this car, chasing Matthew Booth in the MK Indy RR. Motorcycle engine machine leads into Kirby. Round the left-hander, Paul Collingwood giving chase. Not to be confused, incidentally, with the cricketer of the same name. But he is certainly looking to bowl out Matthew Booth and take the lead here. Through Gracelands they go. The 7 type and the little, almost sports racer style machine. This very beautiful little Eclipse. Up onto the tail of Matthew Booth as they come through Tarzan, just about 3 car lengths in it there. In this second race of the weekend for the Protec Shocks Sports Specials Championship. Still in 3rd place behind them, Clive Hudson, I think, has got through past Rob Johnston. He has indeed eclipsed the Cyana. Paul Collingwood is really closing up now. He could try and slipstream Matthew Booth here, the Yorkshireman, on the run up towards turn 1. Yes, Paul Collingwood moves to the inside here, the man from Gainsborough in Lincolnshire, and he takes the lead. Paul Collingwood goes into the lead in car number 15, looking for his first win in the Eclipse, and Matthew Booth is not finished yet. He's fighting back, goes to the outside as they head down towards Dean Hairpin. Can he get him on the brakes around the outside? That's a brave move. Has he done it? They're side by side, absolutely together through Dean Hairpin. I think Collingwood has just about done enough to hold him off as they come out of the hairpin up towards Yentwood. Yes, he has. So Collingwood has got the lead, makes it stick ahead of Matthew Booth. They're well ahead of the rest now. Clive Hudson still heading the battle for 3rd place with Paul Boyd and Rob Johnston. Here's a fight further back in the midfield. 67 Stuart Adam recovering in the ARD from that poor start. 69 Wayne Rothwell's Ginetta now behind him. And there is the number 5. That's Nigel Brown, the silver phaser. Looks almost like one of the RGB cars that we saw earlier on. On board again here with John Moore, number 6 in the FRS Arrow. Started from the back of the grid. Racing down, I think that's Mick Grant in the Tiger, the black machine ahead of us, the man from Watford. John Moore is from Sandhurst, coming through Chapman Curve, up towards Piff Path. We said earlier, so named because you go piff and then path off the curbs. down into the left-hander at Kirby, and the Tiger runs wide. Mick Grant, is he going to cut back in? Yes, he is. Closes the door on John Moore and holds his place. Into the closing stages now. Matthew Booth's not finished yet. He's back up the inside into Dean Hairpin for the last time, and he retakes the lead. They're coming up to lap the only Class A car in the race of David Roberts. Is he going to get in their way? Matthew Booth somehow holds his lead there as they go into Yentwood. Collingwood will fight back though, the yellow Eclipse. Dave Roberts moves aside, lets them through towards Piff Paff for the last time. It's still tense between these two. Matthew Booth in 56, the MK Indy. Paul Collingwood, number 15, the Eclipse SM1. Down towards Kirby. Has Collingwood lost his chance? Going to take an audacious move here if he's going to fight back against Matthew Booth. His main hope will be to close up in the twisty bits and then try and slipstream him, I think, on the run to the finish line. Here they come, down towards Tarzan. It's just between these two now. They're well ahead of the third place fight. Both of them run a little bit deep there into Tarzan Hairpin. Still the MK Indy's got the lead. Collingwood gets the marginally better exit from Tarzan corner. Past the race school, up towards Brook for the last time. Collingwood, is he going to make a move here into the Brook chicane? No, he's not. The left, the right, then left again and onto the oval. Collingwood, is he within slipstreaming distance? I think he is. He's going to try to get down the inside as they come up towards the finish line. Booth squeezes him towards the inside. They're going to finish side by side, and Collingwood's got it on the run to the line. Superb finish. What a drive by Paul Collingwood. He defeats Matthew Booth at the death there. Absolutely fantastic racing. Clive Hudson will take third, Paul Boyd fourth, Rob Johnston has to settle for fifth. That is a fantastic drive. A first win in the Eclipse SM1 for number 15, Paul Collingwood from Lincolnshire, defeating Matthew Booth at the very last corner. Booth tried to squeeze him on the run to the line there, but he couldn't quite stop him getting through. And the result of that one then, a win for Paul Collingwood by just 0.3 of a second ahead of Matthew Booth. Hudson topping the battle for third ahead of Boyd and Johnston. Stuart Adam, after his poor start, came through to sixth ahead of Nigel Brown. Then Wayne Rothwell, Anton Landon and Paul Dudley rounding out the top 10. Further back beyond that, that penalty had significance for Martin Buckland. He took the win on the road in Class B, but dropped down to 19th place. Bridget Smart inherits the Class B win, and that could have implications come the overall championship beside us.
Paul Collingwood, what a great victory that was. A superb race, and you got it by your skin of your teeth on that final corner.
Fantastic lap. Matt got past me on the previous lap, and I knew I had to stop really close to him and outdrag him to the line, so that's what I did.
It seems like the Eclipse has got some good straight line speed.
It's very aerodynamic, yeah.
Matthew Booth, great weekend it's been, but that race, second place, and how unlucky it was on that final corner.
Yeah, I knew I had the speed on the straight and that had outdragged me by the line, so I think I was trying to hold him up a bit, but then I lost a bit of traction and he got past. In the end, it was a good race. I'm happy with the points I got and had fun. Yeah, it was.
You did have some good moves though. I think that the car was good on the brakes down towards the hairpin.
Yeah, I think the only thing that holds that car back is the aerodynamics and straight line speed, but through corners and into brakes, it's absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's a good car.
Clive Hudson on the podium, third place, but what a little fight that was between you and a few others.
Yeah, it was a good race. You know, it was, the sports specials always makes for good racing. We do seem to mix it up somehow on different circuits, different people, different speeds. It's great.
I think the only shame is because you were fighting, the top two got away.
Yeah, they did a bit, but you know that's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? And to be fair, I think you'll find they were both quite a bit faster than me. So that's it around here.
More great action coming up after this short break.